Just shut up. Shut up. Hey, what do you got going on over there? What's in there? What's in the box? What is that? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Right, okay guys, welcome to episode 2 of a feature I made the very first episode of almost a year ago. I think it was September last year I made this, and then I promptly forgot all about it. Now the reason, or sorry, the thinking behind this this video was, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you probably know that I have moved house in the last year. And one of the things that I've done is I had all this stuff in the loft, which is now in cases, these plastic cases, one of which you can see in front of you. And I've got so much stuff. I've basically got all the stuff set up that I use on a daily basis. But I've got about, I don't know how many boxes, I must have about 15 boxes of gaming related tat. That's the word I'm going to use, it's tat. That I simply don't use. Now, somebody had said to me, I can't remember who it was, why don't you make a video showing what's in all these boxes? So this is episode 2. Now, before I go on with this one, I want to thank my mate Kevin down the rabbit hole for a stonking intro. I'd actually made episode 1, and then I happened to see one of Kevin's videos with this intro where he plays a character. Now apparently it's based on a film or something, I wasn't aware of it, but I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So I did contact Kevin. I says, look mate, can I steal your what's in the box intro and can I use it for this? And he said absolutely. He says the more exposure his face gets on YouTube, the better. So thanks to Kevin for a stonking intro. You can subscribe to Kevin down below, so please do so. So anyway, this was the video. If you watch my Friday Waffle, this was the video I actually recorded on Thursday. Now, rather annoyingly, the battery, I think the tripod fell over, and when I went to restart it, unbeknownst to me, I hadn't actually restarted it. What it actually did was, rather than record video, it recorded hundreds and hundreds of photographs. So it would be like one of these flip books where you ping the pages and you get a wee animation. So this is the second take, so I'm going to try and be as enthusiastic about this one as I was the first time. So anyway, let's take a look and see what's in the box. Right, okay, let's have a look. I'll move it a wee bit closer. In no particular order, I'm just going to go through the stuff, throw it onto the bed, and then that'll be it. Kicking things off, we have the wonderful Drop Zone on the C64. Now, I don't buy many games. I've not bought a game for a long time, not for old systems, because I'm not about the collecting, I'm more about the ability to actually play games. So owning a physical release doesn't really bother me, but a few years ago I decided to buy games that the box cover meant something to me. You know, and now you'll hopefully see a few of these games today. They may not be the best games, but they're games that I've got a fond memory of for whatever reason. And as I go through them, I'll talk about why I like them. Next up is Snooky. This is on the... this actually works on the Atari 400. It's just a pity I've not got any way of loading it. So yeah, Atari 400. Snooky was a kind of platform, sideways scrolling platform game, arcade game. Actually really good fun. Next up is Mystery Funhouse. I am assuming this is on the Atari. Does it actually say? It doesn't say. I'm assuming that's on the Atari. Don't know. Next one is NYC. This is on the Atari. Has it got any pictures of it? Nope, there are no screenshots of any kind. Let's see what it says. Welcome to the New York City, otherwise known as the Big Apple. This hurried jungle of steel, concrete and glass bristles with fascinating sights and more than its share of danger. From the placid greenery of Central Park to the massive presence of the World Trade Center. Dear me, how sort of ironic is that, eh? You're playing video games that had Trade Center. Yeah, I'm assuming that's the Atari. Now this one is a favourite of mine. This is Exterminator by Bubble Bus. And this was on the Commodore, it still is on the Commodore 64. It's an absolutely fantastic Centipede clone. Then, for the Electron, I don't even know I had half of these games. For the Electron, we've got the Beard, Mr. Kevin Toms. Now, if you like Football Manager and are interested to know what Kevin Toms is up to, then please do a search on my channel. Just type in Kevin Toms. I did an interview with him back in, about 2 years ago. I've got a lot of these games. This is for the Mega Drive, and it's Royal Rumble. Every collection has to have a pish wrestling game. Next one is Sunset Riders. I don't think I've played the Mega Drive version. I have played the arcade one, and it's not a bad game. Then, sticking with the Mega Drive, we've got Captain America and the Avengers. A lot of robot fighting going on there. Yep. Okay. And for the Atari Program Exchange, it says here, APX, programmed by Chris Crawford, Eastern Front. Wait, 1941? Alright, I'm assuming that's the name of the game as opposed to... I knew the Atari came out a long time ago, but I don't think it came out before, during the middle of World War II. Sticking with Atari 800 130XC, we've got SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics. That's what the box art looked like back in the 80s. It was terrible. Very Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Let's take this off. I did have some of these games stuck to my old games room wall. And redeeming at £3.75, we have on the Commodore 64 Seymour Stuntman. Never ever played it. It looks like some sort of platform shenanigans. Right, Atari Computing, issue number 5, 1 Golden Square, London. Yeah, no idea what's on that. Back to Mega Drive. What is that? Talmud's Adventure. Now, I'm sorry about that. Looks rather nerve-wracking and not quite right. This poor little girl is getting chased by Talmud, or is she Talmud? I don't know. I don't know what that pink thing is on the right hand side. What is that? Is that an elf or a fairy? I don't know. It looks a bit dodgy to me. Hang on, I'm just going to take the little plasticky glue things that are stuck to the back of this. Yeah, I used the hot glue to stick these to my wall, which is probably not the best thing to do. Anyway. Right, next one. This is one of my top 10 favourite video games on any system. Pipeline. Now, if a cover belies how much fun a game is, then this is probably the game. I mean, look how simplistic the artwork is. But inside this cassette box is one of the most addictive, fun video games you're ever likely to play. And I mean that. Right, back to the... No, this is the Commodore 64. This is Chiller. And this was probably one of the first real, budget games that actually went on to sell a lot. Now, it was obviously based on Michael Jackson's Thriller. You took part in the cinema, graveyard, etc. It had nothing to do with the game. Although the original release of this featured a take on the Chiller Thriller theme tune, and I believe it was actually banned eventually. So I think if you've got a version of Chiller that's got the Thriller soundtrack, you may have something that's worth money. I don't know, I might be talking complete nonsense. Back to the Mega Drive or Genesis, if you're not from the UK, is X-Men. Is that some sort of beat 'em up? I don't know. Now this is an ingenious game. Micro Machines 2. Now what is clever about this is it allows, it basically allows 4 people to play it. How cool is that? So you've got your 2 ports, and then through the wonders of technology you can plug in ports 3 and 4. I mean, that is awesome. Well done, Codemasters. A game that's fondly remembered by many people, but not by me. I've tried to play it, and I don't really know what's going on with it. It's not you don't kill anything. I think it's very much an eco-type game, hence the reason it's called Echo the Dolphin. Is that got anything to do with why it's called Echo? I don't know. Sensible Soccer. Never played it on the Mega Drive, but it's one of my favouriteest games of all time. You've got to play it in the Amiga, as far as I'm concerned. Right, next one on Atari 800 is Turf Forum Beat the Bookies. Only £2.99 by Blue Ribbon. Now, it'd be interesting to know if the guys from Blue Ribbon are now living in mansions because this game worked. I'm presuming the fact that they were selling games like this, they probably never actually made. The fact that they had to resort to making games like this, why would they not have just beat the bookies and retired on their fortune? I don't know. This one, EA Sports Doubleheader, again on the Mega Drive. Now, this is EA Hockey is one of my favourite games on the Mega Drive. It's excuse me, I've got burps. It's an absolute cracking game. I've played the later versions, but there's something about the original that I just like. It's like a lot of games, you play in the original and it just, you seem to enjoy it the most. Does anybody know what this little yellow thing is? Does that come out? Has that got any sort of, any purpose? Does anybody know? EA Sports Doubleheader. Yep, fantastic. Not a big fan of John Madden. It was always a bit too complicated for me. Next one, I've heard of this game, Alley Cat. Now, it's not the Andrew Braybrook game that was released on the C64. This is on the Atari. Does it have any screenshots? No, it doesn't. Freddy the Alley Cat. Sorry, the cat is king of the alley and you'll control as he jumps over trash cans. Yeah, we just thought it was like the best thing ever. It looked incredible. Playing it now, I'm not entirely sure it's aged particularly well. I always think that all these systems that were the first generation of polygon games, now look at what you've got. You've got state-of-the-art stuff, so these early polygons haven't really stood the test of time. Talking about the test of time, this bad boy certainly has. This is Super Tennis. This is an absolutely fantastic tennis game. Yep, if you're going to want a tennis fix, you're probably going to go and look at Virtua Tennis, but believe you me, for an early tennis game, that is a cracker. Next up, now I was actually watching a video from my mate Mark, 20th Century Gaming. He was actually completing this game. This is Action Biker Clumsy Colin. Now, Clumsy Colin was used for the advertising of Skips, which is a crisp. But the game really has got absolutely nothing to do with Skips at all. It's about a motorbike and you've got to pick up bits of a motorbike or something. Star Wars, or Super Star Wars no less. Nice game, I just find it too difficult. That's on the SNES. What is this? A VIC-20 8K RAM cartridge. Let's have a look at it. Ta-da. What's on earth? Vixen, what's that say? Switchable 16K RAM. Oh, wait a minute, that's obviously not. Because that says, no, that's obviously not what it is. Because it says that's switchable 16K, whereas this one says it's 8K, so this is obviously the wrong thing for the wrong box. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is this? What is this? Oh, I've got no idea. Is that the same as that? No, it's not. I was thinking maybe that was it there, but you can see there, the top one is a VIC-20. The bottom one is something completely different. Wait a minute, is it a Mega Drive game? No, it's not. Look, there's a Mega Drive game in the top, and you can see there. It's a bit narrower. Don't know what that is. Does anybody know what this is? There's no label on it at all. There's a little, can you hole at the front there? It's obviously got something inside it, and then on the back there is nothing. Zippo, don't know what that is. Right, I'll just put this this fake. Oh wait a minute! Oh no, it's not. I thought that was the interface. Here we go. Commodore VIC 20, VIC 1924, Amiga race. So yeah. Right, I'll just put this back in here. Maybe I've been had when I bought this. I've actually put a cheapo one in. Right, next up is one of my favourite games on the Commodore 64. Probably for the music rather than the gameplay, but this is the Atari version. And this is Loco, published by Blagger Software. Now, the original was programmed by Tony Crowther. Amazing graphics and outstanding toe-tapping soundtrack. Is that the... Does it tell you that? Looks like the C64 one. Yeah, it looks like the C64 font. Never played the Atari one. Right, now this game, Super Mario All-Stars on the SNES. This was the game that I got when I bought my SNES pack. Now, a funny story was, I think I got my SNES, I don't know, back in 1993, 94. This was before gaming was really accepted as a hobby amongst older people. Now bear in mind, I would have been about 25, 26 years old, and it wasn't popular. It was, you know, it's before the PlayStation came out, so I was quite embarrassed to go in and buy a SNES. So I basically went in and I bought it, and I told them it was for my nephew, of which I have none. So there you go. Sticking with the SNES, this is Killer Instinct. I like the black cartridge, I must admit. Cracking game, good game, can't play it for toffee. Talking of tennis, we have Wimbledon, or Wimbledon, licensed by the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club. Can you imagine croquet as a spectator sport? Sponsored by Gary Glitter. And is that Gary Glitter and John Bon Jovi? Yeah. And it's a sports game. Yeah, never tried that one. Sticking with, that was in the Master System by the way. Sticking with the Master System, we have Cyber Shinobi. Now you'll see there that the Wimbledon one was sports, this is action. Yeah, Cyber Shinobi, is that a bird or a bloke? I have no idea. There are some screenshots. Got to say though, it was always exciting buying games when you got a box like this. I didn't actually own a console back then, but yeah, I could just imagine the excitement. Now, Wimbledon obviously used Gary Glitter for their tennis game, and Strider used Gary Barlow. We'll take that. I don't know if that was before or after. He's a bit chubby looking there, so I think that might have been during his Take That days. Sega Strider. Yeah, pretty god-awful box art. I'm sure the Japanese one would have been a lot better. Still with the Master System now. Interestingly, I don't actually own a Master System. I sold it, and these are games I've just never actually got around to selling. This next one is Shinobi. Bit kind of dull, lads. I mean, could you not have done better? I mean, they've given the artist a piece of graph paper and told him to come up with something vaguely Shinobi or ninja-like, and he's done that, but instead of trying to fill in the background with some foes getting 7 bells of whatever knocked out of them, they've just printed it straight off. I mean, seriously lads, 3.5 out of 10 for effort. And again, sticking with tennis, we have Tennis Ace, and it's sports. Again, this is by Sega with password save. Didn't have hard drives back then. I've got no idea what this game is like. Tennis Ace. No idea. Like I said, I don't even have Oh, so, I mean, it's more like, is it passing shot where it's kind of side on? Interesting. Yeah. And still with Master System, we have Streets of Rage, which I didn't even know was a thing. Again, they've still got that horrible, horrible graph paper. And we've got an early Axl Rose doing a flying kick, and we've got some Bird taking out Jason. Look at that six pack. I wish they wouldn't use me as a body double, honestly. Yeah, didn't even know that was a thing. Right, next, oh dearie me. Transbot this Sega cartridge. Why would you call it this Sega cartridge? We know it's the Sega cartridge. How dull is this? Really? I mean, come on, seriously, obviously there's minimalistic and there is putting absolutely no effort into it at all, guys. That is a firm 1 out of 10. Right, back to a bit slightly better thing, though it's still got that horrible graph paper. This is another action game by Sega, and it's Bonanza Brothers. I've only played Bonanza Brothers once, I think, and I think it was some kind of arcade. I don't know what it was. It wasn't an arcade perfect, it was something anyway, and I thought it was actually quite good. It's kind of able to hide behind things. Sticking with arcade theme, again, it's another action game by Sega, and it's Shadow Dancer, The Secret of Shinobi. And we've got a guy with a baseball bat, obviously assaulting a poor woman. And was that, I'm trying to see, is that a kind of robot ninja? It looks like the Tin Man out of Wizard of Oz. Let's have a look. Can we zoom in on that at all? No, it does look like the arcade one. Probably have tried it. I'm sure I've done an arcade perfect my arse of that. Right, now, this is a conversion of an Amiga game. It's classed as arcade by Tech Magic, Shadow of the Beast. One of possibly the most overrated video games of all time. Way of the Robots gets absolutely panned. It's one of these, it's always pointed at as one of the worst games ever. Well, it's not really. You've never played, until you've played Greenberry in the C16, you have not played the worst game ever. Lovely, I like the cover. That's nice. I'm not sure what's going on here. What's that? Master IX92? No idea what's going on there, but yeah, I'm not a fan of Shadow of the Beast. It was more, I think, like a sort of demo for the Amiga. I mean, it did show graphically and sound-wise, it did look amazing, but they simply forgot to put the gameplay in. Made in Japan. Right, and the last game for this, not the SNES, the Master System, is from US Gold. It's Leaderboard, or World Class Leaderboard. This was the game that really, as far as I'm concerned, the original Leaderboard really set the ball. It set the standard for how golf games, all future golf games, would play with the power bar. I loved the original on the C64. We used to play it a lot. Even on the Amiga, it was a good game. Right, two more cartridges. We've got NHL. So this is ice hockey. Can't remember playing this one. I might have played it a couple of times. Again, it's got the little EA thing. Don't know what that is. Yeah, and the last cartridge is, well, it's called Zombies, but technically it's Plants. Not Plants Ate My Zombies. Zombies Ate My Neighbours. Does it actually say that? I don't think it does. They've just called it Zombies. Was that what it was known as? I thought it was called Zombies Ate My Neighbours. Yeah, great game. Ava and myself used to play that all the time. Right, just a few, I say a few, about 20 tape games left to go. Well, you can see that for yourself. Bristles, one of the machine in the house that could play this. And then I eventually bought it on disc for the C64. Sadly, this is, yeah, it's an Americana version. I might actually go online and see if I can buy a better version, because I do. It's, again, for me, it's all about the artwork. And the last small tape And this is it's a great game, but it's difficult, and it's spin dizzy. Basically, it's a Marble Madness clone. I think it did come out before Marble Madness. It's probably a better game actually because it's got more levels, but it's probably one of the most difficult games. I'm sure Novabug did a video playing this, and hats off to Chris because it's one of the most frustrating games you'll ever likely to play. Now this one here, this was one of the earliest games I played on the Commodore 64, and it's probably my most favourite Lamasoft game. It's Attack of the Mutant Camels. It came out on the Atari as well, but I always prefer the C64 one. Yep, the graphics look like pantomime horses. That was not my comments on it, that was Jeff Minter. He did say they looked like two guys inside a pantomime horse. Graphics are terrible, the scrolling is even worse, but what a game. I love this game. Excellent. It's got very, just, I don't know, there's something, the simplicity about the actual artwork in the game as well. Love it. Again, sticking with Lamasoft as Grid Runner. It was followed up by Matrix. I wonder if there's any instructions. Oh, there we go, we've even got the instructions. Who is that for completist? Lamasoft. That, kids, is a cassette. That's what we used to buy our music on as well. So yeah, Grid Runner. What a game. Now, imagine the new, not the crap label, the label that came out that Ocean put arcade conversions out on. They put out some of the best games for the 8-bit machines, and this is one of them. Hyper Sports, this is on the C64. This is a fantastic conversion, and I mean the actual artwork just excites me. You just look at it, it just looks amazing. Really does. Yeah, I mean the graphics, does it say if these are C64 graphics? It's hard to tell. I think they might be, oops a daisy. I think they might be the arcade. But you know what, this was an absolute stonking conversion. No, actually I think that might be the C64. It's hard to tell, I'm looking through a viewfinder. I think that is the C64 actually. Brilliant game though. Sticking with arcade conversions, this was again one of the earliest games I bought for the C64. Spy Hunter. Rather dodgy looking shoulder pads there, although he has got a top bird with her arms around him, so it's not all bad. Sega arcade winners. I never actually played the arcade version of this until MAME became a thing, but I actually prefer the C64 one. It's got quite blocky graphics, but the music was excellent, and I just liked it. I just thought the graphics were better than arcade. What other ones were these? Buck Rogers. What's that? Congo Bongo, Tapper, and Up and Down. Tapper, that's a game I'll need to buy. Yeah, I need to have a look for that. Now this, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it as a 2-for-1 here. These two games, when I got my C64, I bought two games. Back then, there was no such thing as bundled in games. These are the two games that I bought with my Commodore 64. One is pish and one is actually really good. Now the pish one is the one on the right, Crazy Kong. I have done a couple of not reviews, a couple of videos featuring the game. It is hugely terrible, but it's actually terrible in a fantastic way, and I love it because it was the first video game that I loaded up my Commodore 64. Awful. I mean, a truly awful port. You're not going to get much reports. You're not going to get much worse conversions of Donkey Kong than that. This, on the other hand, is actually a really good Frogger game. It's fairly basic graphics, but you know what? It plays really well, and yeah, thankfully I got this, because I think if I hadn't got this, I might have thought, dearie me, what have I done? Because, you know, Crazy Kong was awful, and I stopped playing it. Even though I only had two games, I didn't play it. Interceptor Software, sticking with them with awful games, is Scramble 64. They seem to have a thing, yeah, Frogger 64, Scramble 64. They didn't call it Crazy Kong 64, funnily enough. I don't know why they didn't just call it Donkey Kong 64, because they obviously weren't bothered about who they were going to upset. So yeah, this is, I'm assuming, a conversion of Scramble. Back to the C64 and the cracking Imagine label as Year Kung Fu. Again, I was so excited when I knew this game was coming out. Just a fantastic game, it really is. And I know I'm biased because I'm a C64 man, but I do think that the Commodore 64 had the best visuals and sound of any version. Just looked absolutely wicked. And that's not the C64 at the bottom. Oh, it does say there, yeah, screenshots taken from various formats. I think that might be the BBC one at the bottom left. But cracking game. Right, talking to cracking games, this is the sequel to Miner 2049er, and this is Bounty Bob Strikes Back, the Big Five. Bounty Bob, or Miner 2049er, was a game that Matthew Smith has admitted actually it inspired him to write Manic Miner. It's a great game. That game plus this game are two of the probably most basic looking games. They've got blocky graphics, but the gameplay is just awesome. Some of the game mechanics, you've got elevators, you've got little suction tubes, you name it, little warp things. Brilliant. Back to Lamasoft, sorry, and this is Laser Zone. I don't recall actually ever playing this. Again, this is one of Jeff Minter's earliest games. Really nice, nice label. I mean, where is it if I can find it? Yeah, you look at Laser Zone. It was an early game. How exciting does that look? Fast forward 10 years and you've got Transbot. I mean, you tell me what one you would rather play. Alright, you're going to say Transbot because it's a newer game, but if you saw these both in the shelf side by side, I know what one I would rather play. This one. Yeah. And back to Interceptor. Now this game had speech and it's Tales of the Arabian Nights. Full of Eastern promise. So they weren't just ripping off software companies, they were also ripping off chocolate bar adverts. Now, if you're a certain age, you may recall Full of Eastern Promise was Turkish Delight, which I still enjoy. Turkish Delight is almost fat-free, so you can eat it and not feel guilty. The Sega? Bloody hell, the Saga of Imrahil. The Calendar Prince on a quest to free the princess Anitra from the harem of the evil Sultan Saladin. Yeah, not a bad game actually. Back to Addictive Games and we have Mr. Tom's again. Yes. Football Manager, I love this game. Me and my mate Don played this solidly for about 10 hours one evening, right through the night. Fantastic game. I do have it on my mobile phone. Now, if anybody tells you that the Commodore 64 cannot move fast graphics or polygons, tell them to go and play this game, Encounter. Now, I know I said polygons, it's probably not a polygon, but you know what I mean. Has it got pictures? Yeah, it has. Filled graphics, that's what I should say. Now, yeah, you're looking at this and you're thinking, well, wait a minute, this looks very, very dull and basic. But here we go, with Encounter, you're part of the action. Superb three-dimensional graphics and sound effects give a real feeling of intimacy and involvement as you dodge missiles. This game, even now, it's technically marvellous. It really is. It's got amazing atmosphere. See, there's a Atari one. There's no difference at all that I can see. I don't think I've played the Atari one. But seriously, if you've never played Encounter, you're missing out on one of the most impressive Commodore 64 games ever. Back to Lamasoft, we've got Hover Bover. This is one of my favourite games. It's difficult as anything, but as I was talking about on my Friday Waffle, I think it was Failed Channel was asking me about, that modern systems, they tend to kind of have the same formula, whereas, old systems like this, it forced people to be creative, and this was one of them. Jeff Minter actually came up with the idea of this when he was at a bed and breakfast with his dad. And he looked out and it was a typical English sort of bed and breakfast. guest house, pardon me, and there was a guy cutting the grass, and he just thought to himself, wouldn't that make quite an entertaining video game? And as they say, the rest is history. Now, when I told you how excited I was to get, what do you call it, Beachhead, this game was the game that I anticipated getting. I went up to the computer shop and the guy told me on the Saturday that it was going to be in on Wednesday, and I could not wait. And that game is The Way of the Exploding Fist. What a game. I virtually lost. When did it come out? Was it 1985? Just trying to see. I think it was 1985 it came out. I probably lost my summer to this game. I played it non-stop. It was an absolute awesome game. It just elevated what was possible as far as I was concerned on my computer. It was an amazing game. Now I know people rate, a lot of people rate International Karate above this game, saying it's far superior technically and the graphics are better and it's smoother and you've not got the sweeping leg kick, you know, to kill everybody. But you know what? This is the karate game for me. I just think it's awesome. I mean, look at the graphics. 1985. Absolutely wicked. At this time, the graphics were incredible. It was like 3D. You know, bear in mind, people were playing Space Invaders. And then this game came along. Just absolutely mental. I mean, it does look impressive even now. Now, I think that might be the arcade version. I'm not 100% sure, but this was a great version. Yeah, if you've never played Zaxxon, go and check it out. And finally, in the box, what's in the box is, well, there we go, yeah. It's not Pac-Man, it's Brightman. Interceptor Software's own take on Pac-Man. This big greedy bugger's eating lemons, I think it is. Being chased with a guy with a green sheet. Or is it a member of the Ku Klux Klan? I don't quite know, but he's legging it anyway. Yeah, I have played this. It's not too bad, you know, all things considered. And finally, well, we've got two things to go. And it's still part and parcel of nostalgia. We've got a label that says Telstar. F&G Games, Funning Games, I'm assuming it stands for. Telstar, I think. Did they sell computer games? I don't know. But you can go back in the box. And what have we got here? Somebody's written a piece of paper. What is that? Top Big Lake, behind pit. Wait a minute! Do you know what this is? This is actually the locations of all the bits that you've got to pick up on Clumsy Colin Action Biker. Now that is quite spooky because I says my mate Mike did a completion. He completed this game in the middle of the week and he used something like this. And here we go. Here is somebody has meticulously written down all the locations. So yeah, if you want to complete the game, I'll just scroll up. You can also pause it, yeah, behind petrol station. There we go, so that's up to 20. I think you only get one at any one time, so basically what you've got to do is pick up one, move, and then the next one appears. So there you go, that is absolutely everything. Other than a few bits of dust, we now have an empty box. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed watching. It's actually quite fun and it's good for me to actually see just what kind of stuff I've got. I mean, when I add up that big pile of games, there's probably a fair chunk of money actually in these, and I really should look at trying to start selling stuff off. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and thanks again to Kevin down the rabbit hole for the cracking intro. As always guys, take it easy, catch you later.